You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday, happy Mars Day, and happy birthday to today's notable Virgos, including Niall Horan. I'm not saying his name right, but he's in One Direction. You know who I'm talking about. Tyler Perry is also a Virgo. He's a workhorse for sure. He's always productive, cranking out something. Roald Dahl is a Virgo. Interesting. I would take him as more of a Pisces. Very imaginative, but cool that he's a Virgo. Gene Smart, Stella McCartney is a Virgo. Anyone else popping out to you? Ben Savage, definite Virgo vibes. Yes, definitely. Swizz Beatz, Judith Martin, Jeff Ross. I think he's a comedian, writer, and actor. All right, and if you are a Virgo, if you know someone who's celebrating a birthday today, let us know in the comments so we can give them a shout out too. Corby's here. Happy Tuesday to you. Hi, Bailey. Perfect timing. Oh, you were just looking at my stories. There you go. Hi, Rachel. Hey, Nick. Hi, Diane. Thanks for being here. So it's going to be a quick and easy forecast today because there is virtually nothing going on in our solar system. We're only talking about the Taurus moon. So without further ado, let's just get into it. The sun is in Virgo, the moon is in Taurus, both the sun and moon in earth signs. So the overall vibe of the day, slowing down, calming down, getting grounded, coming back to our senses, coming back to the physical world. You should start to feel that slow down already. Fun fact, today was your due date. There you go. Well, it's not your birthday, but you could have shared a birthday with all of those Virgos, right? Hi, Dylan. So the energy is just feeling more grounded, and Taurus energy always just feels very slow to me, coming back to that sensuality. So let's talk about the Taurus moon. What energy we feel when the moon is in Taurus. Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac, and it's really all about the physical, our resources, our values, sensuality. Taurus is almost always associated with sensuality. So it's really about coming back to what feels good physically, what tastes good, what smells good, what delights your senses, if you will. It's a time to nourish your body. Taurus is very much tapped into the physical body, the 3D world. And what's nice is that the energy has been so intense over the past, week or so now, since Friday. And there's been a lot coming up. A lot of people have been bringing down a lot of insights or dealing with interpersonal issues with Mercury now retrograde. That tapping into the physical and really being in our body right now is a great way to release the mind's grip on situations. The Taurus moon is just full permission to just be a human. And it's a waning gibbous moon, so we're releasing, and that's a great way to look at it. By being in the body, we can kind of release all of the stories we've been telling ourselves about certain situations, and also release tension in the body by relaxing. Taurus energy just really wants us to relax and rest. So It's a nice bodily release that can come along with this Taurus moon as well. And remember, the moon is exalted in Taurus, so it really is bringing our focus to our emotional needs and our body's physical needs. Take care of yourself. Self-care is always something I encourage, but especially when the moon is in Taurus. Hi, BB. Very much welcoming this Taurus moon. Me too. As an earth rising and sun, I'm like, I will take the earth energy. How's my COVID having self doing? I'm doing okay. Feeling all right. So sending light ahead for myself so I'm healthy by Friday when I'm supposed to go on my vacation. Oh, you're a Taurus moon, so you're having your lunar return. Amazing. You're probably feeling yourself today, especially with all of the Virgo energy too, because I know you have a lot of Virgo in your chart. So it's all about the Taurus moon today. And oh, good. Rachel says, really thankful I'm not feeling super drained today. I have a sense of peace right now, feeling grounded. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. And very much aligned to the Taurus energy. Bree says, Grand Rising. I knew I felt some grounding energy this morning when I sat outside reading a book with feet in the grass. Perfect way to align with the Taurus energy. Literally ground yourself. Go outside, put your feet on the earth, put your hands on the earth, lay your whole body on the earth. Just really tap in, talk to some trees, touch some leaves, smell some flowers. We love that with the Taurus moon. What's interesting is that the moon moved into Taurus at 4:40 a.m. So really this is the energy we're feeling all day. And it's not making any major connections. Literally the only significant connection it's making, and this isn't even an aspect we really talk about anymore, but let me show you here. We'll jump ahead. The moon, when it hits 8 degrees, it's at 6 now. Let's see. Just for fun, we'll get it to 8 degrees since this is the only thing we're talking about today. The moon forms a quincunx. It won't even show it on the chart here because it's an inconjunct angle. It's a minor aspect, a 150-degree connection to Mercury retrograde in Libra. And a quincunx or an inconjunct angle, we used to talk about these quite a bit. And then I realized they're such minor aspects that it kind of creates a little bit more confusion or chaos than it's really worth when we're feeling the transits and we're looking into them. But because this is the moon's only connection today, I do want to touch on it. So a quincunx is when the two planets connecting to each other do not share anything in common. They aren't in the same element. So the moon's in an earth sign, Mercury is in an air sign, and they're not in the same I always forget this word, but modality, essentially. So the moon in Taurus is in a fixed sign and Mercury in Libra is in a cardinal sign. So they don't have anything in common, which creates this awkwardness. Like they can't quite speak to each other. They can't quite align with each other. So what does that mean for us? Well, with Mercury now retrograde, we're really feeling Mercury retrograde energy right now. And the Taurus moon wants us to be in the body. It wants us to just be grounded and be here in the now, in the physical. But Mercury retrograde, especially in Libra, has us weighing a lot of perspectives, trying to relate to other people through our rational mind. So you can see how these two energies aren't quite speaking to each other or aligning with one another. When in doubt, lean into the Taurus moon. We're feeling that more strongly today. But just know if Mercury retrograde is feeling awkward today, or like you can't quite make sense of things, you can't quite get on the same page as someone else, or even like have the mental energy to play that game, to bounce ideas off of other people, or you just don't even want to be in your rational mind, the moon is making this awkward connection to Mercury. So it might be hard to find common ground between your mind and your body today. And that's literally it. That's all that's happening in the solar system today. We still have Lilith forming a sextile to the North Node in the background, but that's a long extended transit. We talked about that last week, and more just, the more we tap into our power with Lilith and Cancer, the more we listen to our body's needs and what signals she's sending and not repress those signals, the closer we are to our purpose, the more we're leaning into our purpose. So that's really the only background energy we're feeling today. Let's see. Is there any? Oh, Bailey says, oh gosh, you guys are chatting it up. Okay, Nikki says, get well, take some vitamins and minerals. Baking today. Ooh, rainy day. Beautiful energy for a Taurus moon, a rainy day. Healthy baking and cooking, taking quiet day at home, sweet home. Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm taking some vitamins. I'm taking minerals. I put some mushroom powder in my coffee again this morning. So we're working on it, my friends. We're working on it. Trying to sleep more. I'm loving the slow energy today too, going outside to water the grass now. And what's so beautiful about a Taurus moon is like really play into all of your senses, even if something as simple as watering the grass, watching the water hit the blades of grass, you know, feeling the mist, even like the minor little bubbles of water hitting your skin or your face, listening to the birds, really playing into the full experience of our senses can be really, and we have to slow down in order to do that, right? So that's, I like have this beautiful visual of you just like soaking in the sun and watering your grass and just feeling really attuned to the earth. Is there anything with Pluto today? Some kind of animal was inside the roof of my house. I couldn't help it. I don't know how it got in. Oh no, loud thumping, like a foot, stamping loud. It faded and stopped. I called everyone to help. No one came. Nothing that I see with Pluto today. Yesterday, last night, the moon squared Pluto. So that could have created some sort of death in your attic. And, you know, the moon in Aries squaring Pluto. Aries is very animalistic. That might have been the case, but nothing to talk about with Pluto today. I hope that that critter is okay. Oh, emotionally a wreck after that. I'm sorry. I hope that it got out. I'm imagining it got out of your attic or your roof and found its way back to wherever it came from and is nice and safe and back in its natural habitat. We're just going to hold the vision of that. Good to hear things are slowing down, Diane says. Things feel crazy for me, need good rest. Yeah, I know you've been dealing with a lot, Diane. I feel that too. Like there's just so many things I need to respond to, I need to do, but the Taurus moon is that full permission to take care of your body, take care of yourself first. Not necessarily in a selfish way, but in a I got to take care of me before I can take care of other people kind of way. And Virgo season, we want to help everyone else. We want to be productive. But the Taurus moon is that nice invitation to just be a human today. Zinc, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, quinine and tonic soda, if you can't get a hold of the medicine, help me tremendously. I'm taking this like immunity supplement that's natural and it's specifically for respiratory health. It has vitamin C and I think it has zinc and all sorts of things, but I've never heard of this word right here. I'm not going to say it again, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, poor BB. Oh, thank you so much. It's funny, like it lets you in the super chats thank you. I really do appreciate this. In the super chats, it lets you send like a little emoji, but for whatever reason, this streaming system uses the description of the emoji, like pear character putting his hand in front of his mouth while blushing. So I'll be able to go look at it on YouTube, but it's just funny that it doesn't show up here. I get a mental description for your crazy question. It wasn't crazy, not at all. That is wild though. And I hate that feeling of like, is something in the house? Is something in the attic that you can't see? You know, ugh. It got back to safety. Whatever that critter was. Did the watering already this morning and was barefoot. Beautiful. Great way. You were already tapped into that Taurus energy. I appreciate that. We appreciate you. Hi there. Happy to see you here. So one more comment I want to make before we finish out our show today. Yeah, I know you just wanted to help it. We're all just going to hold the vision of that cute little critter. Hopefully it was a cute little critter. Getting back to where it came from, finding a way out of your roof. What's interesting about a day like today is that it does provide us an opportunity, even though there's not a lot to talk about, because we're really not feeling much energy other than the Taurus moon. If you're not someone who is really skilled or comfortable tracking the transits on your chart yet, this is a really great time to do it because we know the Taurus part of the chart is the most activated today. There's not a lot of other transits to be like, okay, the sun is here and this is here and that is here. This is a really great time to look at what part of your chart is ruled by Taurus, what house is ruled by Taurus, and reflect on if those themes are coming up for you over the next couple days, because we know that the energy is really just about the Taurus moon today. And the moon, I really like watching what the moon is doing in my chart, because I feel like we're most affected emotionally by the moon. The sun as well. Great time to look at what's going on in Virgo in your chart too on this nice calm day. But look at what area of your chart is ruled by Taurus. And that's really a great jumping off point to get comfortable tracking the transits through your chart. Knowing, okay, like for me, I'll just use myself as an example. Taurus rules my 9th house. So right now the moon's in my 8th house. It's going to move into my 9th house. And my 9th house is all about travel. So I'm going to be really focused on travel over the next couple of days. And I have this trip coming up, right? But while the moon's in my 8th house, there's been a lot of fears coming up, a lot of deeper stuff coming up. So that's just an example. And now that I know the moon is moving through that part of my chart, as the moon moves into Gemini, I know that it's moving from my 10th to from my 9th to my 10th. As it moves into Cancer, I know it's moving from my 10th to 11th. So I say all this just to remind you that even on simple days where there's not a lot to talk about, there's not a lot of transits to track, we can really gain a deeper understanding of how the energy is affecting us specifically based on our unique birth charts. Oh, I lost my job. When do I get back my job? Another one of these questions today. I will have to look at your full chart. So you're always welcome to book a reading with me, scan the QR code, or head to thespiritualjournalist.com. Or if you have a more specific question about how the energy is affecting you right now, rather than, predicting something, you can ask in the comments. But it's such big questions. When am I going to get married? When am I going to get my job back? If I'm going to be rich, remember, astrology is not a form of fortune telling. It is simply a reflective way we can look at the energy around us and how we're relating to other people, how we're taking in that energy. 6th house, Taurus. So you're probably focused more on your health and your routines and your wellness over the next few days, even waking up this morning and already watering the grass or watering the plants. That makes sense. That Taurus moon, you're like, okay, I got to get back to the routines and the daily tasks or weekly tasks. Moon is in your 8th house. Yeah, same here. So fear coming up with the moon in your 8th house would make sense. You're like, what's going on with Pluto? Pluto rules the 8th house. So in a weird way, you were attuned to the fact that you're feeling that Plutonian, Scorpio, dark energy right now. The moon's in your 8th house. Totally makes sense, BB. And same to you, Rachel. More death and rebirth energy, feeling that transformation though. And what's nice about the moon is it moves quickly. It's only going to be in that area of your chart for a day or two. So the sun is like bigger themes, right? So where in your chart is ruled by Virgo, these are kind of bigger themes you're working through over the course of a month. The moon is more like, okay, these next couple days, this is kind of what's coming up for me emotionally right now. And BB's critter issue is a great example, because it's not like this huge theme that she's going through this month. It's just what's happening in these few days for her. Opposition to Mercury. Yeah, well, you might feel a little bit like you're that similar energy we talked about with the quincunx to Mercury today. Like you're kind of bouncing between your emotions and your mind with the moon opposing your Mercury. Yes, it could be a more sensual time for you as well. Definitely. 8th house is like sexy, mysterious, secretive, what goes on behind closed doors, right? And the Taurus moon is very sensual. I love that. Just watching 12th house Taurus. Okay, so you're releasing, you're shedding, you're tired, you're healing, you're letting go. Wait for that Gemini moon to perk you right back up and be that renewal for you and bring you energy again. Yeah, there you go. Tune in to nature. Nature will show you what to do, but also don't be afraid to get a little deeper with yourself. Get a little sensual with yourself with the moon in your 8th house if you're feeling it. All right, everyone, let's come back to our affirmation of the day. This is especially for my fellow Virgos. I give myself full permission to relax. I give myself full permission to relax. And that doesn't necessarily mean we are not doing anything. Remember, relaxing can be kind of a state of mind, and just kind of going with the flow, listening to your body throughout the day, relaxing. We don't have to be like, ooh, we got to get it all done today. Just relax. Take those mindful moments. Go outside for 5 minutes. Let the sun hit your face. Put your feet on the earth. Give yourself full permission to relax under the Taurus moon. That's what the Taurus moon wants us to do, is to honor the physical, honor our body, find some self-care, and also attune to our values. Taurus rules our values. And when we are more aligned with our values, we're not so worried about like what this person thinks or if we're doing enough. We know what we want. We know what's important to us. And that's a very helpful thing to think about when it comes to relaxation and self-care too. Am I living my life according to my values? Am I taking actions according to my values? Is my experience aligning with my values? Okay, and this is my favorite deck to pull when we have a Taurus moon, because she just feels like a Taurus moon to me. The Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. So, my beautiful friends in the comments, you know the drill. Let me know how the energy is feeling for you. Let me know if you have an intention you want to share with us today. Any other questions you might have. Diane says, I struggle so hard relaxing. I have a Virgo moon. I think it must be why it's always go, 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 do, do, do. I know, I can't wait to read your chart too, Diane. The nice thing about the Taurus moon is that it's going to harmonize with your Virgo moon. So there should be some ease in your emotions that come up. Energy can flow through really easily when the moon is trine your moon. But I get it with all my Virgo energy. I get that like desire and need and that craving to be productive. But remember, self-care is also productive. Relaxation is productive. Rest is productive. Giving yourself time to replenish and renew is helpful, because then you have the energy to sustain yourself to keep going and keep doing. Yeah, Katie says she feels that. She's also a Virgo moon. That Virgo energy, my friends, it's not the easiest to deal with. Trust me. We'll do that Virgo relax thing, but have some stuff to get done, but it doesn't have to get done all at once. Yes, Nick. Yes, 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 yes. Again, slow and steady. We can still be determined under the Taurus moon. Absolutely. We can be productive. We want success. Taurus likes the money. It likes the resources. We're determined to get the bag under the Taurus moon, but we do so in a sustainable way, in a way that supports our body's needs, in a way that doesn't burn us out. We know we have plenty of time. We are acknowledging all the things that we're feeling physically along the way to productivity. So this is a beautiful reflection and something to remember. We can be productive in a relaxed way. It doesn't have to be stressful to be productive. Yes, Virgo Moon sisters. You guys are so cute. Okay, everybody joining me live. Let's take a moment all together. Just take a deep breath and see what card wants to come through. Here we go. Breathe in. Hold. Release. What do we need to know? Beauty. I know this is going to be the perfect card already. Waning gibbous, so literally the moon phase we're in right now, and it's the beauty card, and I have a feeling it's going to be about taking in the beauty of nature. So let's see what the guidebook has to say. It's card number 20, and here we go. Beauty is like medicine. It can heal even the most broken spirit. Beauty is everywhere in nature. Just look. Beauty comes in many forms, and we can choose to find it. I love how I look. Rid yourself of clutter and what you find disagreeable. I see beauty everywhere, and it raises my vibration. One of the high needs in my life is that of beauty. I need to be exposed to what I find beautiful often to be at my best. You might find that a strange need, but it's far from uncommon, especially among creatives and artists. Beauty to me isn't lots of makeup or fancy skincare or society's current beauty ideal. For me, Beauty is nature and having things I find beautiful in my environment. I look around me as I write, and I can see the inky dark clouds racing across a violent sky and the birds riding the wind, and it is beautiful. On my desk is a small piece of glass a friend made for me and a small bowl full of summer frangipani. I don't know what that is, guys. Tell me. I think it's a flower, maybe. My feet rest on a hand-woven carpet of desert colors, and my toenails are painted a shimmering turquoise, my favorite color. All of these are expressions of beauty to me. They raise my mood. They give joy to my eyes, my heart, and my mind. Everyone can experience beauty every day if they choose to look. One of the important differences between the ancient pagan and the modern idea of beauty is that the old ways state there's a need for the core of the self to be developed and strengthened to enable and foster true beauty. This is an important two-way double punch, as there's a strong mind-body connection when it comes to both beauty and vitality. Yes, while it's acceptable to use therapies that treat or beautify externally, it's equally important to stop bad habits detrimental to health that will interrupt the good you are doing. For example, you could be using the most effective treatments on the market to nourish your skin, but if you can't give up smoking, there's a finite level of health that your skin can achieve. The unbalanced first world ideal of beauty is at its zenith right now, with more people than ever before undergoing and normalizing plastic surgery and injectable chemicals. Everyone has an individual right to decide how they wish their body to look and adopt an idea of physical beauty. However, it's the source of the influence that is worrying. Who told a woman who has altered her appearance that there was something wrong with her face, eyes, smile, and expression in the first place? Oof. Who had the audacity to say you aren't enough because she has some smile lines? Think about it. Who is making women in particular so fearful? Who or what wants you to question yourself in the very essence of how you interact with the world and why? Who wants you to be the same as everyone else and less of who you are? Society? Some marketing guy for big cosmetics? A retouched spokesmodel? Real beauty is hypnotic. Yet, in reality, has less to do with youth than it does with the spirit coming through the skin. The word charisma comes from the Greek charis and ma, meaning the spirit shining through. Each of us possesses a unique beauty, one that gives us confidence if we recognize it. Each of us is desirable, each of us perfectly formed to what we want to be. But should we become too obsessed by the external, something that is, after all, fleeting, we may become unhappy and chase an ideal that is impossible to uphold. Whoa, that was a really long description, and I feel like Stacey DeMarco was fired up when she wrote the beauty card for sure. But I get what she's saying. You know, beauty comes from within. Beauty is all about how we feel about ourselves, how we let our light shine through, the small things that we notice that mean something to us. So it kind of comes back to the element of values with the Taurus moon. What do we find beautiful? What do we value as beautiful? And doing more of that, noticing more of those things. Bailey says, after years of trying to be a perfectionist, I realize I cannot be my best self and do it all without rest. Yes, sister. We need the rest, especially those of us who are Virgo heavy, like just going and doing. We got to find that time for rest. Interesting, Diane. I don't even know if I said it right. Bailey, yeah. Oof, this card, the beginning is a way I've never been able to put into words, and the rest I think everyone should hear in today's society. Holy fire. I know it was a long card. I was like, wow, Stacey, she was just fired up, but yes, yeah, and it's something you can't learn overnight. It's something many of us have to experience and walk through, trying to fit into society's beauty standards and ideals before we come to the terms and the realization that we were beautiful without all those things in the first place. And I say this with a full face of makeup on and my hair done and, you know, all the things, nails on. I haven't got my nails done in a year and just kind of played back into that. But I feel just as beautiful without those things, you know. Well, I try to at least. So just a reminder that the most beautiful things are usually the most natural things that just kind of drop into our awareness, right? Also kept thinking of the song Victoria's Secret. Ooh, I need to hear this song. Everyone is beautiful in their way. Absolutely. We all have so much value and contribute to our own beauty in the world. We're all beautiful. And the fact that we're all different is so beautiful too. What I needed to hear today. That makes me so happy to be encouraged to see the beauty even through the darkness. One of my good friends, who I'm about to hop on a call with here shortly, talked to me probably a year ago now about, she said something, and I'm not going to quote it directly because I can't remember, but it was essentially like, what if you saw yourself how your sisters saw you, or how your mother saw you, or how your grandmother saw you? You probably would be so much easier on yourself and find yourself so much more beautiful than you might see when you look at the reflection in the mirror. So what if you could see yourself through someone's eyes who really loves you for your essence and your spirit, not just for this physical meat suit that we're in? And I had to say meat suit because Court just popped in the comments. Multitasking today, talking on a walk with me, very Mars and Gemini. Yeah, I know you got a lot going on today, but I appreciate you being here. And I hope you're taking in some beauty around you on your walk. I know you live in a beautiful place, so I hope you're noticing all the little details and messages and flowers and leaves and even cracks in the pavement that formed in their own beautiful, unique way. Victoria's Secret by Jax. She's a TikTok singer, and one of her lines is, Victoria's Secret was created by a dude. Exactly. It wasn't even Victoria's Secret. It was like Victor's Secret, right? Jeez. Yeah, how a loved one sees me and being easier on myself. Who told you you were supposed to look different than you do? You're perfect. You're beautiful. Exactly how you're supposed to be. And connecting with nature, even imperfect flowers and leaves, we don't look at them and say like, oh, this flower is supposed to look a different way. You know, we're like, oh, look at this unique little flower here doing its own thing. We love that it's different. We love that it stands out, you know. So nature can be a reflection of our own internal beauty too. Walking by a school, it always reminds me to laugh, and noticing the beauty in like in energy too. You know, you can walk by a school or a church even, and you're like, oh, this is such a beautiful vibe. It's not even what we can see with our eyes. It's like the whole experience. What are you hearing? Maybe you're hearing kids laughing, you know? I love that. Well, this was a beautiful way, speaking of beauty, to start our day, everyone. Nice, simple day. I always say it's going to be quick today, and then we end up talking forever. But, you know, I just can't help myself. I also realized for the past 2 days, I have not updated the little ticker on the bottom, but it's all good because we're giving ourselves grace and we're rolling with it. We're relaxed. We're not being hypercritical during Virgo season. We're leaning into the body and what our body needs today. All right, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday. Perfect imperfections. Yes. I hope you have an imperfect rest of your Tuesday. Beautiful. That actually gives me a lot of clarity who to lean on and who to hold boundaries with. Coming back to your values, right? I love that. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself today. Thank you even more for showing up for this community we're creating together. I love you all. I think you are all so beautiful. You too, Rachel. And I will see you right back here tomorrow morning for another episode of Transits Today. But until I see you next, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.